Happy Monday, guys. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Our last video on Friday is out, was out, and I guess you guys watched it. Definitely, if I'm placing this one on Monday, it was already out. But if you have not watched that one, the last episode, click in the link above to go and watch it. I mean, that one was actually massive. It was the depths of like signing off from where we want. I say that this one here, we will come to look for a job. We signed off from our first team in style, and I am unfortunately going to state one thing that I'm not happy with. I am like 6 months after I resigned. Yes, I went on to click the resign button, even though I said I didn't want to. I went on to click the resign button, and now I am 6 months in without a job. I'm on the 2nd of October. The leagues across the continent have already begun, and I have no job yet, and that is the reason we are back. There are a couple of insecure jobs that are all around. It was just came as a notice into the group, and those jobs include ASO chief in Algeria. I mean, this team is just massive with their history in the Algerian league. When they just won it in 2011, they were runners up in 2008, meaning they're a good team. And their finances, man, wow, just wonderful. These guys have money. Just look at their finances. 5.9 million. That is the most I feel like I have seen a club have in this continent at this point so far. I don't know about the clubs that are just top there. Just to notify you guys, by the way, the South African leagues, I managed to load them into the game. They are active, but unfortunately, there is no job as everyone seems to be stable in his job group for some reason. You know, I will be wishing for a job like Golden Arrows, who are seriously struggling in 16th, but for some reason that job is very very stable. I would love to go to South Africa. There is a huge chance that it's kind of like this, if not the second best competition in the league in the continent. Oh, they're all the way down in fifth after Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, and Algeria. Okay, so either it's Algeria or South Africa, and you want to go for the one that is above. So Algeria, South Africa, maybe a job from Nigeria. You never know. Those top divisions might actually have the team that I am looking for. But just as I was saying, I went on to declare my interest in the ASO shift job. I already did that. I also declared my interest in the US Biskra job, the same team, the same division. For them, their balance is quite lower than that, and they are more of struggling, even worse than ASO chief themselves. But if they can consider me for that job, I'm merely considering my options, like what I usually tell the chairman when they ask me those questions. In Nigeria, I signed up for the Rivers United job, expanding my width. They have a balance of 622,000, quite a decent one, and they are also struggling. And I think these struggling teams are the teams that actually Rivers are not even struggling; they're in sixth. Wow, okay, they are all the way in sixth. But just as I was saying, these struggling teams, I have a knack of managing them and trying to bring the best out of them by some really good signings. So Rivers United, having Stanley Eguma with them, there currently the job security is low. If I can get the job, it can actually be nice. So I have gone for those three jobs, including Shooting Stars. I believe I declared my interest in this job, just to expand my width in case those big teams with the big cash don't actually give me the job. Shooting Stars, who are in 17th and struggling, trying to get out of relegation, can actually do so. I've declared my interest in those particular jobs, so it's up to the board to listen to my demands and ask if I have anything to help in doing all of that. But my profile doesn't say much. That is so unfortunate for me. I actually don't have anything to state for myself, merely with the fact that I just managed a team, helped them avoid relegation, and that is the only thing that I can offer. Hopefully these guys come back to me. That's what I just want to wait for. Let's go forward a couple of days. I hope that by the time we're not coming back, it's not 2024, but we might just be coming back all the way back in 2020, all the way forward in the future in 2024. So pray for me to get at least one of these clubs to offer me a job. Great news and bad news. Well, let's start with the bad one. The great one is always the best. The bad news is that no team, I mean, I'm just 3 days forward, so there is no need for me to call it bad news, but no team has approached me just yet in terms of asking me for an interview or proving my interest in those jobs that are insecure. But great news, and the news comes all the way from the South African Premiership. South Africa, there's a job. There's actually a job, and it actually might be the worst on the board. Royal AM are offering. I've just fired their manager. I wanted to start offering me a job, and I've not even talked to them. Royal AM have just fired their manager. They have a caretaker head coach in Sazi Ngubane. Their bank balance is healthy. They are in one of the best leagues in Africa, and they are just a very, very good. I can't say that they're just that good team. They have a great reputation, the right signings, the right strings pulled, I might be able to get into a team like Mamelodi Sundowns or even Kaizer Chiefs. Honestly, like imagine managing Sundowns. This one, I'm definitely going for the Champions League with Sundowns with everything that I have. Imagine managing a team like Orlando Pirates. These are the teams that you want and want to be able to go with for the championship. They have won the Champions League once too. These are just proven teams. Royal AM themselves are a very proven team in South Africa, including the likes of Kaizer Chiefs, who started the season quite off badly, but they are okay now. 2.9 bank balance. I mean, they were runners up in 2021. What else do you expect? They've won the South African Championship like what, 11 times. And that one just cements the fact that South Africa has some really, really good teams. The teams in Algeria have money, of course. I mean, the team, the ASO Chief had like 5 million in their bank balance. Here I'm just seeing an average of 2 to 3 million, but that one is still some wonderful uh, money moolah to be able to talk about. So that's the same way the decision comes. I'm going to apply for this Royal AM job. I am applying for it, and I am going to, by the way, just to increase my status, declare interest in the job. I don't know how that one will work, but I have applied for the job. I hope and really, really hope they come back to me. I'm not, it's not desperation as this reporter is saying, but I think it actually may work. Remember, the other ones are also on board. If Royal M reject me, I can still look for more. I'm quite excited for this. I hope they don't reject me, please. I'm too excited. Let them not take me back to my bedroom crying because of rejection. Well, guys, um, is it? Am I actually that bad? You guys just tell me the truth. Let's have a talk. Let's just sit down like real people, real men, and have a conversation. Am I that bad of a manager that the teams that I'm declaring interest in are actually laughing? They laugh off my interest. Biskra have just laughed off my. Chiefs have just laughed. Tuchel, this news has been on the board a lot. AS Korobas have hired this guy. Rubab has been fired by ASO Chief, meaning the ASO Chief is available, job is available. These teams have just fired their managers all round. And now there are a couple of jobs here and there for me to apply for. But unfortunately now they're just laughing. I don't know. Should I even apply for the job? Like, this is just honestly not interesting anymore. Let me apply for the ASO chief job. It's one of the top jobs. I really want to get that job on the way for me to go with. Rivers United were also one. I would love to apply for that one too. I think with those three, everything is okay. I don't practically want to go for the shooting stars job. They're not that high on my list, but I hope by the time that these guys are answering me, the shooting stars job is still available. Even though they are laughing at me, they will be. I'm about to win the African Champions League. They need to know that I'm actually a good coach. So let's wait for the answers from these teams and see whether we can actually get a job. I do need a job. I want to get a job before mid October. Before we get excited about the news that is in front of us and on the board, let us actually take time to look at the top right and look at the date we are back. The 7th of November 2023, I was starting to get worried. It has taken literally a month for Royal AM to respond to my article. Between then and now, I have applied for a lot of jobs, many of which I have actually been failed, like the SO chief job. The ones that laughed at me, they just told me, man, you are not good enough. There's a reason why we laughed. So why do you want to tell us to go back on our laughter? Well, Royal M went one of them. I've applied for a few Nigerian jobs too. Shooting Stars, you remember I applied with for them the same time I applied for Royal AM job. And Nasarawa United have just applied like recently. Still waiting for all of that. But Royal AM have come back with a job interview. Come on, man. Come on, lads. Let's go. This is actually a massive, massive job. If I can nurture and turn this team into something great, I will actually be livid. I will be happy that this job actually came my way because Royal M, I won't lie, this is a team that actually has the potential to go them all the way and win this stuff. Their history in the competition is that they don't have that much of a history in the competition above, but they do have some really good squad lineup here. They have the cash, they have the players. I mean, I'm not able yet to see all this, but I can see already from what we are viewing that they actually don't have that huge of a squad. So they have 16 people in the squad. That's actually massive, but that's not massive. That's actually bad. That's what I wanted to say. But let's attend the interview before they take their request back. The board are pleased that you are taking your time. I'm glad to have the chat. Continues is our concerns about the lack or your lack of experience. I may not have the experience you're looking for, but I have done very well in my limited time as a head coach. Yes, this would be a big jump from my previous club. What makes you think you can handle it? Soccer is soccer at the end of the day. I'm more than capable of doing well here. I feel as if I've learned and the opportunity to work at a club at this stage and reputation. Uh, Soccer is soccer at the end of the day. You are up for a few jobs. Are you hedging your bets? I'm merely considering. I actually love that answer. There have been rumors that you've routinely broken promises to your players. Care to explain yourself? I've had to tell the odd white lie here or there to break the occasional promise, but each time it was done with the club's best interest at heart. When you have managed, as long as I have situations that are bound to have a reason, I'm not proud of that, and I certainly don't intend on repeating those mistakes. Yes, that's the promise I'm giving them. I'm able to use our worries about losing the backing of our players and application. That's something I've learned from and can promise the atmosphere will be great. I'm going for all the promises. I need this job. I'm desperate. You can hear it in my voice. I am desperate. Are you willing to assure that you'd get a better job of maintaining a good locker room? I promise. We're just going to promise. We'll be potentially replacing someone who did not enjoy a good relationship with our fans. Could you do better? I tried to forge a strong bond with her, the supporters in every way possible. Yes. Okay. How will you feel about working with our current general manager? I'm more than happy to work with him. Why would I change the general? I'm not changing any backroom stuff. I just want the job. Only my tactics will be able to work across the board. What sort of budget are you anticipating needing an output together with your coaching staff? I'd like the possibility to make a wide scale changes. Nope. I'd like the budget to be in place for me to make a fair amount of changes. I don't expect to make wholesale changes. So I'll probably only need us. I don't wish to propose any changes in advance of taking on the role, so no budget will be required. I'll be honest, I'd like the budget to be in place for me to make a fair amount of changes before taking charge. I mean, they have 16 players. I don't want to be overly critical, but I hope this one doesn't annoy them. They've asked me about all of this. It seems perfect to me. I've not even read through them. I've just gone for the answer. I'll read them after the interview. If hired, will expect you to avoid automatic relegation, which is unable to consider. With us unable to consider keeping you in the role, should we be relegated? Do you think you can do better than that? If you get the job, we can avoid the drop. I should have even told them we can finish number one. Why not? How does a transfer budget of 2.64 million? Ugh, I'm way in over my head. I am about to cream right now. So that one is actually mad. I think the proposed transfer budget is realistic. That is massive. How does a payroll budget of, oh my god, these guys are just pouring money on top of my head. They're going to kill me. And then imagine all this excitement, and then they come back and tell me that they have found someone better for the job. Royal AM will literally be my number one most hated club in Football Manager. I will hate this team, and I will hate South African division as a whole. Let's just wait. That is a lot of excitement for that interview. If I don't get this job, I will hate Royal AM. What does the AM in their name stand for? Is it after midnight? You know, that's the AM we know. Uh, I do I have it anything like in their landmarks or something, their information, just their profile, their competition, their whatever, their general information. Okay. I don't see that. I will maybe have to ask ChatGPT for the answer in that one. But let us wait. We need this job. Remember, we still have are edging our bets on Shooting Stars and Nasarawa. So after all of this, let's just wait and see. I hope I do get the job. That was too much excitement for just an interview. That at the end of the day, if I don't get the job, I will be really mad. It will be bad. Now I can finally breathe. They are back, and as you expected, the transfer budget is 2.6 million. Payroll budget is 9,000 per week. I thought they told me 2.6. They have gone back on their word in terms of that. I don't know why, but I have signed a 2-year contract with the Royal M for 625 pounds a week. I am the new coach at the Chatsworth Stadium in Durban, South Africa. I am actually happy. I'm happy. I love this job. Let's just accept. I'm not even going to like negotiate anything. I'll accept the money. It can go into feeding my family and my dogs and my children. We are the new manager of Royal AM. Have today confirmed the appointment of Bob Abubakar Maino as the new club's head coach. The 33-year-old is ready to take on a new step forward. I actually thought that I would get maybe a job that is higher than me a little bit, but not like a job that is actually this mad, this great. I am the new manager, and actually everything is just wonderful. Those are player whatever for the next season. And then now to create the tactic, just to get a lot done with, first of all I need to see like the type of players that I have two strikers in the squad. Selo Makina, who is an average to good striker, to me is really good actually. I think this one is in comparison to the whole striking whole force in the league, but he is actually good compared to the division I was just in. He is good. We also have Carlo Williams, who is his backup striker. He is 28 years of age. That I thought he was young. That one is actually mad. Salum Kina is only 22. That's interesting. And then we have central midfield. We have Luki Mkhonza, who is on loan, and he is what club does he play for? Baroka. He has a full-time contract with Baroka and is on loan at the club. Ernest Mlongo, a defensive midfielder valued at 1.5 to 16,000 pounds. Not the greatest, not the best. Actually, those stats don't really get me off the hook, but they are actually good. We have Keleto Mashiane, a centre back who has just already hit his potential. He's 28 years of age. You don't expect him to grow any further. Has mad mentals, but I think those mentals would have been better distributed to more technical abilities. His physicals are also good at 28, and I think he's not yet to begin dropping. Looking at the whole board, I feel like our best player has to be Mfundo Thikazi, who is a left winger and pretty decent. I don't actually trust the 5 star, considering he's 3.5 to 35,000 pounds in terms of his market value or his transfer value. But looking at these, he is one, I believe, if not one of the top players in the league. He has to be really really good. And then we also have a really good goalkeeper in Mondli Mpoto, who is actually, I actually love this keeper. He's actually really really good, and playing as a sweeper keeper, definitely those statistics actually suit him well. Look at his command of area, 13. That's interesting, that's impressive. 15 reflexes, that's actually a good goalkeeper, and I think we can pick it from that. We have a decent squad enough. I can see that our best player is a winger, so definitely I will need to be using wingers for me to be able to get the best out of him. We also have Eric Tivane, who is a winger on the right now, but not the winger you would expect to bang in goals for you or win games for to be able to get you out of relegation. So with that one, I believe I'm going to have to play 4-3-3. I'm going to currently try to play the last division I played Gegenpress, and it actually worked well for me. And remember, when we started this composition, I said, if possible, I will be changing tactics each and everywhere for each and every team, because I mean, I have like, how many tactics do I have here? They're just the tactics I can't use, like park the bus. I don't even know what catenaccio is. I'm not even going to try to use it. They're just tactics like direct counter attack. I can only use with teams that are definitely struggling. Across the board, there are tactics that you can actually use well for a team that is actually working properly, and I'm going to use tiki taka for this particular team. It is not one of them that has been suggested, but I think it actually works well for me. Honestly, I love the 4-2-3-1, the two defensive midfielders, so the two deep line playmakers. I will change that considering the options that we have in terms of players. And if I just go to the selection advice and use the suggested squad, that's what it provides for me, and those are the particular players I have. We have Matima, who is injured, defender, a right back. Oh, he's actually good. What's his injury and how long is he out? Oh no, 5 to 6 weeks. This guy is actually good. The best right back in or center back in the squad. Oof, I, I'm actually, I feel like I already miss him and I don't even know him. 5 to 6 weeks is actually a lot. I haven't even seen the competition to be able to say that, but I believe that's actually a lot, and that's actually going to be pretty mad. So this is the score that I currently have. I have one defensive. I have actually two natural defensive midfielders. I'm happy with whatever I'm seeing so far, and if I can actually change just a little bit of the statistics or the instructions and get these instructions into the heads of these players quite well, like I don't never use a center forward. Since I'm playing Takitaka, I want to use more of an advanced forward instead of even a center forward or anything. And then we see how things are going to be. And then I feel I love more of an attacking advanced playmaker. An inverted winger is actually good, and then we have an inside forward on the other side, or I could use a winger on attack on the other side. So since I have a winger on this one side, maybe I have an inside forward on the other side. We'll see. We'll just play around with all of this and find out what works. But our midfield definitely has to have a ball winning midfielder, and then we have a defensive midfielder or a deep lying playmaker. So I want this I don't want to use a box to box midfielder just now unless I can find someone who has that ability to go forward, that agility that I want in him. So as you can see from him, his decision making, his off the ball is not that great. His vision is 9, his passing is 12. That's impressive from his POV. I'm not lying, I'm going to use him as a box to box midfielder. He looks wonderful. Is that even a role he can play? He can't play such a role. There's no role specified for him that looks like that. Okay, so let's have a ball winning midfielder and a defensive midfielder. Well, the only problem is that I always feel like ball winning midfielders and defensive midfielders play more of the same role, so they don't actually do anything great. But I think that's just that. Let's have those two inside there. At the back, I love using a ball playing defender and then also a no-nonsense center back, but I'm going to have to keep it ball playing defender on both because we want to play fluid football. I want to play football that I can enjoy to watch. And then we have our goalkeeper in Mpoto, a very good goalkeeper, I believe one of the best in the league, and that is just about that. Now you know guys know what is next. Signings, and that is our next journey. I don't know when the transfer window opens. That is what I want to confirm first before we actually go into this signing stuff. The transfer window opens on Saturday, July 1st to Thursday, August 31st, and then again from January 1st to January 31st. It actually works like the European transfer window. Much more flexible and actually much more interesting, something that I'm used to, so I can actually do this really brilliantly and easily, so I don't have to worry about anything else. I wanted to look at the season preview to find out if we have any players on the board. We are preview to finish 15th. I can't improve the squad till then. I can actually sign players and wait for them to come back to come on January 1st. I mean, I have a transfer budget of 2 million. Can actually get some really good players like from such places. We have Teboho Mkoena from Mamelodi Sundowns. We have Mosele from Goodman Mosele from Orlando Pirates, who is only worth 90,000. Is he worth scouting? If he is in the starting in the immediate dream 11, then he is worth scouting. We have a striker in Evidence Magopa with a transfer budget of 2.56 million. He is definitely worth scouting, considering he's only 24 years of age. Those are the players that I'm actually looking at. In terms of defense, we have a 29-year-old and a 26-year-old fullback, and then we have a center backs so 26 and 28. Reeve Foster from Kaiser Chiefs would also be one for me to scout, maybe try to see, but his value goes up to 1.4 million, so he might actually be expensive, meaning he might actually be good. So I'm going to scout them alongside with recommendations from the scouts, of which I don't have any. So do I even have scouts in the first place? I have one scout, two scouts, a chief scout and one scout. Okay, so I just have to deal with the stuff again. Okay, so I'm going to sign 3 more scouts. I do need scout. I love scouts, and then we see how everything else is going to work out. Otherwise, this is the team that I have. Royal AM's new manager is in the building, and I think we have a team and a tactic that works. And I am just going to add a few instructions here and there. Like if I'm using an inverted winger, honestly, I would love for him to actually like shoot more often. Come on, man. I want this guy to shoot. I want goals from the inverted wingers because he cuts back in and then like blows that thing into the back of the net. Like I just love those static stuff. I want to see goals being banged, goals being curled into the back of the net all the way out there. Our schedule is the next thing to. Oh, these guys are the last manager was bad. I hope I don't have this spell. Oh, this is horrific. I just see a sea of, not even a draw, a sea of red. 3-0, 2-0 to Cape Town, 3-1 to Kaiser Chiefs. They beat Stellenbosch in the cup. Then they lost to Amazulu in the same cup. The next game after that one, lost to Supersport United. Recently beat TS Galaxy. Even though they beat TS Galaxy, that was not enough to convince the manager. I think the manager should have been fired around here when I was still looking for the job. So that actually makes sense. I have Maritzburg United on the 25th of this month. That's 10 days from now. Then we have Stellenbosch on the 29th. That is 4 days later. For those who have been watching my videos for the past few years and the ones that I've been posting, some of you may already know that I like doing my transfer business and finishing them all at once. They're like one touch businesses. I just go through them like flash and then they are done. Boom. Well, that is the case here with today. It has only taken me 10 days ever since I came into the club. 10 days until this match today with Marisburg United. It's the next game, as much as you can see already. But just to introduce you to a few recent signings that I have made, the only one who has joined the club so far is Sibusiso Sikosana. This guy, a very good defensive midfielder. You can just see from that his statistics in terms of that is good. He is considered really pretty good in this division, and you can see why. His mentals are just mental. Yeah, and he also has some good field goals with him. Sikosana is really, really good in terms of playing the defensive midfield position or even the central midfield. He looks really sharp in front of that, and he's practically our best defensive midfielder at the club currently. And the only reason that he has managed to come in is because he is a free agent, and free agents in this division apparently can be signed across the division, across the season. So we have him in the club, and I have him starting today in today's lineup. He has gone on to replace Ernest Mlongo, who requested to leave the club, and we were in a fallout with him because we couldn't reach an agreement, and so he has been transferred listed by request, but he is being replaced by Sikosana, who will be our new ball winning midfielder, and then we see how everything builds up from there. Apart from Sikosana, I am expecting the arrival of Brooklyn Pongenpol, another defensive midfielder, another ball midfielder. Now this one looks really, really impressive. This one is just a massive. I found the two and I said I am not waiting for it. I'm just cashing in on them. With a transfer budget of 2.6 million, definitely you would expect me to sign Brooklyn Pongenpol for only 18.25 thousand pounds. That's all I needed. And then I'm also expecting Lorenzo Akenski on the 1st of January when the transfer window opens. Another defensive midfielder. I'm stacking up that midfield position because I know I will need the players. The ones who are leaving are there. The ones who are not good enough are already in the squad. And so far, with those signings that I've made, including Lorenzo Ekasley here, I think my midfield is done for the season and practically for time to come, because even if I am still here, of which I believe I may still be here next season, we will still need them, and their services will be really important. And then going up front to the wings position, I have sent a contract to Morate Ndiegunu. He is awaiting a work permit. He's not that great of an inverted winger or just any winger, but he is a good depth option. I do need depth, we do need depth all around. That is something we need everywhere across all divisions. He has only played one game in the division, and that one game he got his only goal. Where did I even sign him from? From TS Galaxy. Yeah, I'm waiting from him. He has only played one appearance, one goal. Well, what more can you say? Come to the club, maybe can play 30 games, 30 goals. A goal a game, that will be wonderful. And then we have Dale Wakefield, another player joining us on the 1st of January for £12,000. I think this is a pretty impressive deal. This guy looks quite massive, very versatile up front. Mostly, majorly, definitely going to play him on the right or on the left when we find the position to, because he just can play on both sides and he is pretty good. And some of the signings that I am actually waiting for them to accept, we have already done the personal terms. I agreed that in Football Manager, unlike real life, where the player agrees personal terms with the club first before going on to agree for the uh, before the club discusses it with the club to club talks. In Football Manager, you do club to club talks first, is when you agree the personal terms. And for the personal terms, I have just recently agreed with Victor Monama, a 23-year-old fullback, majorly playing on the right, who is really, really good. Look at those mentals, really good in terms of mentals, and also his technicals are just massive. I know some are just grayed out, but he is just massive compared to the others, and I believe he is one to watch come forward and the other days. The next player whom we are looking at, whom we have agreed personal terms with just recently, is Sholani Mdaki. Sholani Mdaki now at the wing back on the right now. Also a very good one. He looks great. No greens, but he is definitely mad in terms of the technicals. He is really good, our best in the business, the best in that position that the club is going to have in a few days time. And then also just winning with those coming in, I think that will be massive. The other player whom I will definitely be looking for in the January transfer window is a new striker and new center backs. I do need new center backs, I do need a new striker. I think I've sorted out the wing positions, and I also do need a new attacking midfielder to be able to provide that depth and that shadow to Will Scott, whom I think for me is not good enough. He's not that great. Thikazi is the one expected to be playing that position. I mean, Thikazi is the one very versatile across all three positions, and since Will Scott is the only person available, he is the one who is going to be there. But in January, we are definitely looking for that attacking midfield. There is actually mixed feelings in the locker room about what is about to happen in the field. I know they think that since I've been out of the job for a long while, the players are really not that confident in me. Well, it's time. As you can see, people are nervous, people are apprehensive. They don't believe in my tactics. They don't actually seem to believe in the match that I can do, and they'll just have to prove it themselves. Let's see how they work out, and it's also a chance for me to be able to see how I can actually do things as time goes by in this club, and the positions I can improve. I already signed some players to improve particular positions. Like my wing backs are really bad. I have signed some really good ones to be able to do that, and then the ones I have can actually be more of backup. And we are playing a team that is playing more of a 4-1-2-1-2, and they're trying to put a hole through us and trying to do it so much. A good thing is we have two defensive midfielders. We'll see how it works. Marisburg United, a team that the board expect to beat us and the supporters expect a draw from us. So let us see whose expectations we are going to meet. Okay, we are 12 minutes into the game. Maritzburg with the ball forward. They have been on top of us in this game. I wouldn't be really intuitive. I wanted to say I wanted to be really intuitive about them scoring fast, and they have done so. Well, it was to be expected. Unfortunately, it has happened. That is actually really bad. My defenders stepped up more than they needed to, and the ball was lofted forward, and Ura just like dives at the middle of the field. It's like a flying head, and then he just puts it into the back of the net, making it a 1-0 lead for Maritzburg United, and we are down. 6 shots on target. We are yet to have a shot on goal, and we are at home. This is something we really need to work on. The ball lofted forward into Creek. Shiko Sana with the ball now gives it to Mahirango, and then we have Creek holding the ball. Shiko Sana. Shiko Sana's ball forward. It somehow just goes all the way to the keeper. Was to be expected. That was nothing massive. We have a really huge stadium, but the number of fans attending are like only able to feel like one portion of the stadium here if they sit together. And now we have the ball again. No, we don't. Marisburg have the ball. This has been a long highlight that I just feel like it all ends in a goal, and it does. Yes, we are actually not doing things the way well or the way we expected to. I'm going to turn the mentality into balanced, and then we can see how things are going to work out for us from here. This was not how I anticipated this game going. I went in over my head going with a positive mentality against a really strong side, and I think it is really doing us a lot of damage. 0 shots. They've had 8-3 on target. They have 2 goals. We have just registered our first shot. Let's see if we can actually do anything. There is a highlight. For the first time, we are standing over. Yes, we were standing over a ball. Well, let us continue. We can talk in past tense too. CB lofts the ball forward for Marisburg United. Don't tell me that guy gets it. He doesn't. The ball is lofted forward again. I thought we were playing tiki-taka and not long balls. But what I see us playing is actually long balls. Machina into Mashihane. Mashihane looking for Will's cut. We are playing long balls. We are no longer playing tiki-taka. That's what I can see. Musibi pumping the ball forward. Oh no. Thank God it's not a third. I am actually feeling quite stressed out watching this. It is really, really bad. Thank God it's halftime and it's only 2-0. We're only 2-0 down, considering they've had 10 shots, 3 on target, and the match momentum looks like this. We managed to contain them at least after that. I'm happy that it's just 2-0 at halftime, because these guys are walking the walk and they are really, we are no longer talking the talk. There is no talking. You've been terrible. Just sort it out, guys. People are just nervous. I don't even know how to take it out on them. They just feel like everything is falling apart and they cannot play any football. I just hope I can actually see some improvement. This is actually going to be really embarrassing if we can't contain ourselves. I was just shouting encourage when we got the ball. Makina lofting the ball forward looking for Tikazi. I don't know. I've just said it. I am playing tiki taka as a tactic, but I feel like we are playing more of long balls than what I actually think we are supposed to be playing. And that one is really affecting us. Here comes Mashiane on the ball, gives it back to Dakan. All lofted forward, going to Maskina. Machina goes, oh, hits the post. Why should he just hit the post? We were on target. We were going to make it. It would have been our first shot on target, even if it was saved. Let's wait for more. 56 minutes in, and we are under scrutiny again. Here they come with Velebai giving it. Ooh, what a save! What a save by the keeper! I just lost words. I mean, I felt like that's it. That's three. That's definitely three. The third goal that I don't want to arrive is arriving, and this is what we are feeling, man. This is actually really bad. We have some work to do with this club. And the highlights in the second half won't keep us stopping. Football Manager, I just feel like Football Manager is really trying to give me some brain damage right now, making me feel really wary. Like, look at what those guys are doing. We have Tikazi on the ball. Do we have anything from this? Please, guys, anything. Even a goal as a consolation goal will be great. A goal right now, I will have hopes. And maybe we can try to do something. Here comes Machina. He hit the post once. He puts it in the back of the net on the second attempt. Our first shot on target is a shot on goal, and it is a shot on target. And okay, I don't even know what I'm saying. Our first shot on target is a goal. Yeah, let's have it as simple as that. Our first shot on target is in the back of the net. That's how we love it. It is currently the 65th minute, and that's the best I can do with that squad the way it looks. I think I do need some substitutions, though. People are really, really not getting that what they need. This is actually bad. We are going to bring on Ernest for Anava Sibuso Sikosana, whom replaced him initially. The other substitutions I can do is Carlo Williams bringing in to striking to replace Selo Makina, but I think I'm actually going to do that. Makina is not having a good game. I have to do it. And then we also have Lucy Mkhonza. I will make that substitution later on. Right now, let us just hold on with these guys. Give them a little bit, a little shout of encouragement and see whether we can actually get something back from this. Encourage the players. Hope they actually smile a little bit, please. We have 5 minutes left to go till full time. I was just about to pause to make some tactical changes and see whether we can go for it, but there is a highlight. Hope it's not a third, and actually it is a second for us. I would be really happy. Shababangu with the ball, lofts it forward, gives it to Wilstad into Maclina, Wilstad really tackled hard, and then Skelem just runs, tackled in the box, and it's a penalty. We had a glimmer of hope, and now it is all gone. Just like that, it has all been silenced, and Bennett scores. Marisburg United 3, Royal AM 1. A bad start to the league, trying to get out of these relegation spots. It's not the best start, but we will work things out. We'll work our way through this. We have 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes will come. Oh no, don't tell me there is a fourth. Three is enough. Football manager, please stop. I am already dead. I mean, I already have mental issues right now, and I think he just wants to add a little bit more. Creek loves the ball forward, gives it to Williams, who gets it to Tikazi, somehow still has the ball. Tikazi going all the way around with it, lofts it, looking for Williams, cleared. And then we have Diamini on the ball, intercepted by Kewuti. Diamini was just walking with the ball. He was actually doing nothing. Kewuti goes all the way back to Aguita, gives it to Baloi. Baloi lofts it all the way out to Zungu, who has three men in the box, and one of them will put it in the back of the net, who is Lelethus Kelem, for a fourth goal in the 4th minute of added time. I actually lack the words. I don't even know what to say. I've actually seen enough. This team, this is just painful. This is really chaos. Creek with a match rating of 5.9. My center backs were my best players, and despite them being my best players, Marisburg still managed to put 4 past us. 4. My biggest loss ever since I started this journey. This is a loss that will live in my heart forever, and I promise we are going to bounce back, and this team is going to go all the way back to the top. This is actually really bad. Yeah, this is a bad. I'm just going to tell them they were bad. They were bad. They were really bad in the game. There's nothing much to say about that. I don't know whether they will complain or they will lose their morale. Okay, after that painful loss of the season, I think it's our biggest loss of the season so far. Just ignoring the 3-0 losses, this 4 actually looks really bad compared to the 3-0 ones. We have a game away to Stellenbosch Football Club up next, and I am actually going to play that away. We are going to see how we are playing. They are currently 11th in the league. I hope I can actually get something from that, and then we will be back, guys, on February. Yes, that is the date I'm planning to come back. I am not planning to come back before I have the players I need in the squad, because I feel like I'm going to really, really suffer in front of the fans and all of that. There's actually a really massive games against Sundowns in December the 20th, of which I feel like I'm just going to lose since it's away and they're the best, one of the best teams in the league. But I'm not coming back before January. It's the transfer window. We may come back in January to actually, we'll be coming back in January definitely to sign in the new players and maybe look for us another player to strengthen the side that I have. And if there's actually no need and I can actually finish that deal off camera, we'll be coming back in February to play the game against Marumo Gallants and then maybe Orlando Pirates, who are at the top of the league currently. So those are the two games that will be coming back for next time. We still have all of these the second half of the season to play. The first half is not yet complete. I hope that with the tactics that we are learning, I can pick up a few wins here and there. I don't know whether I have some really good players in the academy, but I'm going to have to rely on academy players currently to be able to fill up these substitute spots and help with these wing back issues that I am having, because I've realized that is the weakest link. Crack had the worst rating, and then Shabangu just had a red card. That just sums it up. What the heck my wing backs are doing, and what I have in terms of wing backs. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode. We are done. We have gotten a really good job at Royal AM, and I hope this can be a turning point for us. We have come off to a really painful start, but I think we can actually get ourselves on the front foot and push forward to actually get a really good job up front, or maybe even turn Royal AM into a title winning team before maybe going for a team that is actually capable. I don't know how long I planned on staying in Africa. My initial plan was 3 seasons. This is my second season, but as the way things are looking, I feel like I am going to stay more than 3 seasons in Africa. My goal is to actually get to Europe by the age of 40. I believe I am currently 33 years old. Yes, I am 33 years old, and then when the where but I have 7 seasons till 40. So if I want to get to Europe before then, I will need to finesse this African one and get some good jobs across the other continents and push my way through, so that by 40, I hopefully I can be in Europe. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode. Ciao.